Here's an English version of the article, rewritten based on the original text, maintaining its essence and structure while adapting it for clarity and flow in English. Stop. Breathe. When was the last time you thought about yourself? When was the last time you truly thought about you, not your job? Not what others expect, but you? The truth is harsh. You've spent too long living for everything and everyone except yourself. The world screams. You run. You exhaust yourself. And somewhere along the way, you lose who you are. But tell me, how much longer? How much more will you keep postponing yourself? We live in an era where the noise of the world is deafening. We're bombarded with information and constant distractions, tricked into believing that being always available, always on, equals success. But the real truth? If you don't make yourself a priority, you'll become a shadow in your own life. In this piece, I'll show you how to refocus on what truly matters, you. You'll learn to shield yourself from chaos, work in silence, and build yourself from within, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Because if you don't take control of your life, someone else will. So, are you ready to wake up, or will you keep sleepwalking through a life others designed for you? Let's begin with a story. Gabriel's story. The man who lived for everyone else. Meet my friend Gabriel. No one really noticed him. At the office, he was the first to arrive and the last to leave. Whenever someone needed help, a favor, an extra task, a last-minute meeting, Gabriel was there. Gabriel, can you stay late? Sure. Gabriel, can you cover for me? No problem. His boss appreciated him. His colleagues called him a good guy. But without realizing it, Gabriel had become a resource, like a coffee machine, useful, available, invisible. His personal life wasn't much different. When his family called, he dropped everything. When his friends needed him, he adjusted his plans, always for others, never for himself. Years passed, not one, not two, but over a decade, without him saying no. Then the bill came due. Because when you live for everyone else, you lose yourself. One day, during an endless meeting, he felt a sharp pain in his chest, a quiet warning from his body. He ignored it at first. There were more urgent things. But the pain returned, again and again, until one afternoon at his desk, his vision blurred, and everything went dark. He woke up in a hospital. Stress, anxiety, burnout. The doctor was blunt. If you keep going like this, your body will collect the debt your mind's been ignoring. That's when it hit him. He'd spent his entire life existing for others, never for himself. After leaving the hospital, something shifted. It wasn't instant or magical, but it was real. He looked in the mirror and, for the first time in years, asked the question he'd avoided. What if I made myself available to me instead of everyone else? That night, aimlessly scrolling online, he stumbled across a video about Stoicism, a term he'd never heard before. He pressed play. The video quoted Marcus Aurelius, "A man's life is what his thoughts make of it." He paused, rewound, listened again. That line was for him. His life had become what his thoughts made it. He believed his worth came from what he gave, not who he was. But now he saw it didn't have to revolve around others' expectations. Gabriel started applying Stoic principles. It wasn't easy. The first time he said no, his boss frowned. When he stopped replying to work messages after hours, colleagues criticized him. When he put himself first, some called him selfish. But for the first time, he didn't care. He realized something life-changing. If you don't make yourself a priority, you'll be everyone's option except your own. Today, Gabriel's life is different. He still works, but at his own pace. He still helps, but without neglecting himself. He became his own priority, and discovered something surprising. When you're good with yourself, you can give more without breaking. This isn't just Gabriel's story. It's the story of thousands who've forgotten a fundamental truth. Your life belongs to you. So, I ask, how often have you said yes when you wanted to say no? How many times have you put yourself second to avoid disappointing others? If this hits close to home, stick around. We're about to dismantle that mindset. You'll learn to make yourself a priority, shield yourself from chaos, and take the reins of your life, because no one else will do it for you. 1. Your mind is hijacked. Picture this. You wake up, and before your brain fully boots up, you're scrolling through your phone. Notifications, random news, short videos you won't remember. 5 minutes turn into 10. Then 30. You've just lost half an hour to cat memes and celebrity gossip. And it's not just mornings. Throughout the day, every free second, eating, walking, even in the bathroom, you grab your phone. You can't be alone with yourself for a moment. Sorry to break it to you, but your mind's been hijacked. Your attention is a pie, and the world wants a slice. Social media, news, ads, algorithms, they're all at the table. Forks ready, not caring if you're left with crumbs. They don't want you focused. They don't want you chasing goals. They want you distracted, consuming, hooked. Epictetus said it centuries ago, if someone handed your body to a stranger, you'd be furious. Yet you hand your mind to anyone passing by and let them manipulate it. The worst part? You don't even notice. You think, it's not a big deal. I'm in control. Really? When was the last time you went a full day without checking your phone? The last time you worked on something important without glancing at a notification every 2 minutes? You're not in control, they've got you. Neuroscientist Andrew Huberman explains why. Dopamine. Every notification, every quick video, triggers the same brain circuits as an addiction. The more instant gratification you get, the harder it is to focus on effort-driven tasks. Ever tried reading or working, only to catch yourself reaching for your phone? That's how they steal your control, not because you lack discipline, but because you've been trained to crave the quick hit. Want results? Want to focus on yourself? Take your mind back. It's simpler than it sounds. First, build barriers. Do a dopamine detox, not tossing your phone out the window, but making it work for you. Kill unnecessary notifications. Use free apps to block social media during focus time. If you don't, it's because you don't want to change. Second, activate mental airplane mode. No phone when you wake up or before bed. Those first and last hours are yours. Not an algorithm's. Use them to train, write, plan, learn. Third, ask a Stoic question before opening an app. Is this serving me or distracting me? If it's the latter, you know what to do. Control your focus, or it'll be controlled for you. Attention separates those who achieve from those who dream. Keep letting the world hijack your mind, and you'll stay stuck. Reclaim it, and you'll start building the only thing that matters, you. 2. You're wasting time without realizing it. Be honest. How often this week have you said, I don't have time? How many times have you convinced yourself life's too busy for exercise, reading, learning, or starting that project you crave? Now tell me this. How often did you open TikTok for 5 minutes and lose an hour to dancing dogs? Or hop on YouTube and end up watching a documentary about a lost tribe that has nothing to do with your goals? The problem isn't lack of time, it's that you're giving it away. Marcus Aurelius nailed it. Time is like a river. If you let it flow without purpose, you can't call it back. He wasn't just talking, he lived it. As Roman emperor, with endless responsibilities, he still found time to write, reflect, and strengthen his mind. He didn't waste a second on things that didn't add value. Each day was a chance to improve because he knew time doesn't wait or return. Here's the reality check. Our society's lost. A University of California study found workers lose 3 hours a day to pointless distractions. Over 1.000 hours a year. That's not spent on meaningful tasks, but on compulsive phone checks, tab switching, or irrelevant chats. You could have learned a language, read dozens of books, or built a business from scratch. Instead, most don't even notice the leak until they look back and wonder why their life's the same. To achieve anything, you must seize your time and focus on you. Say you want to learn web design, a skill that could open doors. Let you work for yourself. Maybe launch a business. You're excited. Find a course. Sign up. Then reality hits. You come home tired. Plan to study, but decide to rest first. Phone out. Videos on. Night gone. No progress. Here's a real strategy. Before bed, write 3 key tasks for tomorrow, not an endless list. Just 3. Example. Watch the first lesson. Do a practice exercise. Review design examples. If you hit those, the day's a win. When it's time to start, skip the I need motivation trap. Use the 5-minute rule. Commit to 5 minutes. If you want to stop after, fine, but momentum usually kicks in. To dodge distractions, try the Stoic Pomodoro, 25 minutes of pure focus. 5-minute break, no phone, no quick checks. Create a real focus block. What will you invest your time in today? Share it in the comments. What will you focus on to stop wasting time? We're all on this path together, motivating each other. Keep reading, The next part might shift your perspective. Start today, and in a year, you'll thank yourself. Delay, and in a year, you'll be right where you are now. Your call. 3. Let results speak. In a small room lit only by a window, a man worked in silence. Hours passed as he observed, adjusted, perfected every detail of his painting. No rush, no need to impress, just him and his craft. Day after day, he layered paint with near obsessive precision, studying light, anatomy, the subtle curve of a smile. While other artists trumpeted their latest works, he kept his project secret. He didn't seek applause or early validation. His focus? The work. After 4 years, it was done. An enigmatic smile, a hazy background, a revolutionary technique. Leonardo da Vinci, in silence, created the Mona Lisa. What about you? Do you announce your plans before starting? Or work quietly? How often have you shared a goal with excitement? I'm hitting the gym. I'm writing a book. I'm learning to invest, only to see it fizzle out? If I told you it's not just lack of discipline, but your mind playing tricks, would you believe me? Here's why. When you tell people your plans, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical you get from achieving something. By talking about it, your mind thinks you've already progressed, and motivation fades before you start. Most people talk endlessly about goals but never follow through because the satisfaction comes from recognition, not action. Epictetus didn't fall for this. He said, "Don't boast about what you'll do. Do it and let it show." He didn't announce plans, he acted. His focus was effort, not approval. How often does this happen to you? You decide to get fit, buy workout gear, post pics, tell friends, get encouragement, then lose steam. Your brain got its reward without the work. Switch to stealth mode. Don't talk about what you'll do, talk about what you've done. Instead of saying you'll write a book, write quietly until someone sees your finished draft. Instead of boasting about fitness, let people notice without explanation. Use private mini rewards. Celebrate internally after a week of discipline or a project milestone. Real progress beats empty praise. Finally, try the mirror test. Before seeking external validation, ask, did I move forward today? If yes, you don't need anyone's nod. If no, act, don't talk. Friend, there are 2 paths. Talk or do. Stop telling the world your plans. Work hard, focus on yourself, and let results roar. 4. Surround yourself with giants. Imagine your success hinged 95% on the people you spend the most time with. Extreme? A Harvard study proved it. Your social circle is a top predictor of success. It's not shocking if you think about it. If your friends only rant about life's woes, drama, and unfairness, you'll soon be a pessimism pro. It's not magic, it's science. Your brain adapts to what it hears most. If your crews never left their comfort zone, guess where you'll stay? Seneca knew it. We become like those we associate with. Picture him in ancient Rome, surrounded by party-goers, spendthrifts, excuse makers. Would he have been the philosopher we know? No way. People shape you, for better or worse. Speaker Daniel Jaffe puts it bluntly. Surround yourself with spiritual giants. Not mental dwarfs. Not physical height, mental greatness. Visionaries. Ambitious souls. Those who push you up. Transform your life. Negative, aimless folks? They're anchors while you're trying to swim. Say you're set on improving, clear goals. Forward motion, but your circle drags you back. You mention exercise, they say. Don't overdo it. Enjoy life. You pitch a project, they counter. Don't get your hopes up. It won't work. Their doubt seeps in, and you question yourself. You don't need to ditch everyone overnight. Just get conscious about who influences you. Filter your circle. Who inspires you? Who makes you think bigger? Spend more time with them. No one like that nearby? Seek them out, join communities. Attend events. Connect with people where you want to be. Can't do it in person? Consume their content. Learn to say no to energy drainers. Pointless chats. Dynamics pulling you from your goals. Every yes to junk is a no to your growth. If your circle's thin, build a virtual one. Books, podcasts, quality content from brilliant minds. Fill your head with big ideas, and you'll think big. Hang with gym goers, and you'll get curious about fitness. Entrepreneurs? You'll pick up business smarts. Readers? Knowledge rubs off. Your circle shapes your habits shape your future. Do your friends lift you toward who you want to be, or hold you back? If they're not pushing you up, they might be pulling you down. Be your own priority and craft an environment that propels you. 5. Practice mental minimalism. Imagine your mind as a desk, a space for thinking, creating, working. Now picture it buried under junk, piled papers, old receipts, empty coffee cups, sticky notes for irrelevant tasks. No room to move, nothing's findable, and you're overwhelmed before starting. That's your mind when it's cluttered with useless info. Every alarmist news story, social media complaint, or bit of gossip, another paper on your mental desk. Crash, more emotional garbage. Plop, a worry that's not even yours. Then you wonder why you can't focus on what matters. You don't even realize how much noise you let in. You think staying updated on scandals, crises, and online fights makes you informed, aware, smart. But does it serve you, or just flood your head with stress you can't fix? While you're drowning in that, you neglect what you can control, your life. Epictetus said, "Wealth isn't having many possessions, but few desires." It's not just stuff, it's mental. The more pointless ones you pile up, the noisier your head gets. The noisier it is, the less space you have for you. Picture this. You wake up, grab your phone, X shows political arguments, Instagram flaunts someone's perfect life while your bed's unmade. News hits you with economic doom, wars, issues miles away. Before you know it, anxiety creeps in, frustration that the world's a mess. But the real mess? Your focus. You've stuffed your mind with junk and ignored your own life. Matt D'Avella, a content creator, saw this. Consuming news stole his peace. He tried an extreme experiment. A year without news, no TV, no social media, even banning his wife from updates. The result? Less anxiety, sharper focus, more time for himself. And the big stuff? It found him anyway. You don't need to be hyper-connected to stay informed. Clean your mental desk. First, use the 3-filter rule before worrying. Ask, does this affect me directly? Can I do something about it? Is it important to my life? If all answers are no, let it go. Don't waste energy on what doesn't add value. Most worries aren't even yours, they're forced by a stimulus-saturated world. Second, ditch constant news. Your mind can't handle the globe's misery without crashing, and you don't need every scandal instantly. Third, surround yourself with quality info. Swap toxic headlines and gossip for books, skills, personal projects. A clear mind is a clear life. How much mental junk are you hauling? Until you declutter, you can't focus on what matters, you. 6. If it's uncomfortable, you're on the right path. When was the last time you did something that really made you uncomfortable? Not switching Netflix shows or trying a new dish, but something that pushed you out of your comfort zone? Spoke in public with shaky hands? Woke at 5 a.m. to chase what matters? Faced a fear instead of dodging it? Here's the deal. If you don't do things that unsettle you, you won't grow. Most see discomfort as a red flag, a stop sign. It's not. It's a compass pointing to growth. Every twinge of doubt, every hurdle, every tense moment signals you're heading somewhere bigger. Never feel it? You're not on the right path. You haven't even started. Don't fool me. I know you dodge discomfort. We all do sometimes. We want improvement without sacrifice, success without effort, strength without resistance. Epictetus would say, don't wish for things to be easier. Get stronger. Stoics saw discomfort not as punishment, but as the forge of character, not avoiding challenges, but facing them. Knowing each one builds resilience. The problem? You're waiting for comfort before moving. It won't come. Look at David Blaine, the illusionist. When he broke the world apnea record, 17 minutes without air, he wasn't superhuman. He trained his body and mind to endure. Day after day, he pushed past panic, controlled his heart rate, tolerated the intolerable. He didn't start with that ability, he built it. You can too. Science backs this. Neuroscientist Wendy Suzuki says facing discomfort rewires your brain, new neural connections form. Resilience circuits strengthen. You get tougher. Avoid effort. Seek ease. And you train your mind to quit early. Ready to use discomfort? You've got 2 daily choices. Same old, or step into unease and grow. It won't knock, go find it. Wake earlier, what's the worst? You gain time? End your shower with cold water, 10 seconds. You'll live. Read a page in another language. Even if it frustrates you. That message you're hesitating to send? Hit send. Distinguish growth pain from harm. Effort's sting is temporary. Regret from not trying lasts forever. Thank discomfort. Shift from, to, this is guiding me. It's your ally, not your foe. Each time you face it, you choose yourself, build discipline, and inch toward the life you want. What's the last thing you did to step out of your comfort zone? Share it. We want to hear. 7. Not everything deserves your energy. Listen to this. An old man in a village was known for unshakable calm. Nothing rattled him. One day, a frustrated young man tested him. He stormed up and spat insults. You're a useless old fool. Your words mean nothing. People only listen because they're bored. He raged, expecting a reaction. The old man just smiled faintly and asked, if someone offers you a gift and you don't take it, whose is it? The youth scowled. The giver's. The old man nodded. Exactly. Same with anger, envy, hate. If you don't accept them, they stay with the one who brought them. I've got better things to spend my energy on. The youth went silent. He'd always thought he had to fight every jab, defend himself, strike back. But the old man stood untouched. His venom bounced off. The lesson? He didn't let the outside rule his mind. He knew what Marcus Aurelius taught. If something external upsets you, it's not the thing itself, but your judgment of it. Insults only have power if you grab them. Negativity only hits if you let it in. Energy spent battling others is energy you could use building yourself. How often do you waste time and energy on junk that adds nothing? Arguing online over a post that's not yours? Fuming because your neighbor parked wrong, though it doesn't affect you? Sulking because the elevator's out and you take the stairs, when it's good exercise? When you need to focus on what matters, you're drained. Your attention's a flashlight. Where you point it, energy goes. Shine it on petty fights and pointless worries. And you're dark when it counts. Manage your energy, it's finite. First, the 30-second rule. Before reacting, pause. Breathe. Count to 30. Ask, is this worth my time and energy? If not, move on. Second, practice strategic indifference. Ignoring isn't weakness, it's smarts. Not everything deserves a response. Someone provokes you. Something annoys. Do I need to engage? Usually, no. Third, let go. If it won't matter in 5 years, don't give it 5 minutes. How much stress comes from stuff you won't recall days later? If your energy were crypto, where would you invest it today? Keep spending on the irrelevant, and you'll have nothing left for you. 8. Learn to be alone. Being alone, scary, right? But what if I told you it's a trick the greatest minds have used forever? It's not complex or rare, yet most can't do it. Nikola Tesla got it. His genius wasn't just brains or innovation, it was solitude. Hours in uninterrupted quiet birthed his best ideas. He knew, the mind is sharper and more creative in unbroken solitude. When were you last truly alone, not just physically, but without distractions? Phone off. No noise? Most can't and run from it like it'll unleash a dark side. Drive. Jekyll fearing Mr. Hyde. There's no monster, just parts of you dodge. Time to face them. If you don't enjoy your own company, how can others? Seneca said, nothing's more powerful than a mind that's enough for itself. If you crave constant validation, dread silence, fear your thoughts, you're not free, you're a prisoner of distraction. A University of Virginia study proved it brutally. People in a room had 2 choices: sit quietly with their thoughts for 15 minutes or self-administer electric shocks. Most chose shocks over solitude. What would you pick? Today, being alone is sad. Someone eating solo sparks pity, poor thing. No friends. But what if they just enjoy themselves without needing a crowd? If you can't be alone, you'll never be your priority, always chasing approval. Messages, noise. The more you avoid solitude, the scarier it gets. Try this: a no-noise day. No external distractions, mute notifications. Ditch headphones. Walk with just you. It might itch at first. Take it further. Do something solo on purpose. Movie. Cafe. Short trip. Notice how it feels. It's odd initially, but once you master it, crowds feel harder. If it's tough, ask, who am I when no one's watching? Am I okay alone, or do I need noise to dodge thinking? Being alone isn't punishment, it's a privilege. When you enjoy it, you stop needing others' nods. The outside din fades, and you become your center. That's when you build the life you want. Will you keep fleeing solitude or use it to get stronger, sharper, unstoppable? 9. Train your mind. Stop training a muscle. And it weakens, loses strength, goes soft. What happens if you stop training your mind? It fills with autopilot thoughts, distractions, negativity, working against you instead of for you. Marcus Aurelius put it best. Your mind becomes what you habitually think. As your thoughts are, so is your life. He didn't just theorize, he lived it. While other emperors succumbed to anger, fear, power, he trained his mind like a warrior hones a blade. Mornings, he wrote in his journal, reinforcing patience, discipline, clarity. Before deciding, he checked impulse or reason. When Rome's pressures loomed, he returned to basics. I control only my thoughts and actions, nothing else. He didn't wait for a strong mind, he built it daily. If the world's mightiest emperor needed to, why don't you? I've lived this. For years, others were my priority. A request came, I dropped everything. A message pinged, I replied instantly, even mid-task. Always them, never me. It cost me. Now, I'm training my mind to focus on myself. It's not easy. If my sister texts while I'm working, I don't jump, wait 10 minutes. Keep going. Temptation hits, guilt nags, but I remind myself, I'm my priority if I want my goals. I schedule me first, my day, my aims, before others' favors. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't happen. If you don't train your mind, you'll lose focus. Try this. First, craft a mantra. My time is valuable, or, if I don't care for me, no one will. Write it, repeat it daily, make it your default thought. Second, do focus drills, read without phone checks. Write a daily idea by hand. Solve puzzles, force your mind to lock in. Third, distance yourself from constant demands. Someone asks something? Pause before answering. Feel the urge to say yes instantly? Breathe. Ask, does this fit my day? Or am I folding by habit? If you don't train your mind, society will, for its gain, not yours. Will you let others steer your life? Or make your mind your greatest strength? 10. Just do it. Just do it. You've seen it on shirts, ads, sneakers. It's not just a slogan, it's a way of life. Most don't get what they want not from lack of talent or ability, but because they don't start. How often have you said you'll exercise, eat better, learn a language, launch a business, yet here you are, waiting for the perfect moment, the day you feel ready. When stars align, that moment won't come. Richard Branson, Virgin's founder, lives this. His top success rule is saying yes before being ready. If you wait for control, you'll never move. He's jumped into projects clueless, and that's the key. It's not about perfection, it's about action. Epictetus beat modern gurus to it. Don't explain your dreams. Make them real. He didn't theorize, he did. Talking, planning without moving? Zero progress. Action alone delivers. Say you want to play guitar. You watch technique videos, compare models, research strings, but how often have you touched one? Played a note? Zero. Apply, just do it, less theory, more doing. Skip endless tutorials, grab what you can afford. Start strumming, 15 minutes a day, 2 chords. Some noise, beats nothing. No one starts a master. Great musicians botched first notes. Top writers penned trash. Fastest runners tripped. Screw perfection. Do it badly. But do it. Newton's inertia law fits. A body at rest stays at rest, in motion. It keeps going. Your mind's the same. Wait to feel ready. You stay still. Take a clumsy step, and momentum builds. Will you keep waiting, planning, chasing the ideal, or move now? Work hard in silence, and make it happen? Making yourself a priority isn't selfish, it's responsibility. If you don't steer your life, someone else will. Stop postponing. Share in the comments. I work on myself daily. Let's see the Stoic warriors who made it to the end.